Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be doing another interview. Today's guest appeared in Hetty Feather in seasons 4, 5 and 6. They played the role of Edwin. As well as being on Hetty Feather, they were also in a show called Playhouse Presents. So it is with great pleasure that I welcome Hugo CRACKNELL to my YouTube channel, and he plays Edwin on Hetty Feather. So please welcome Hugo.
Hi, I'm Hugo CRACKNELL. I'm 17 and I'm here today with Charlie, so thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming, Hugo. So, today I'm going to be interviewing Hugo. He's going to have 9 or 10 questions, and we're going to hopefully find out a bit more about Hetty Feather and a bit more about himself. So, my first question for you is, when did you first get into acting?
So I would have first got into acting through school, and so I did it at school. Then from school I did the Saturday morning not acting classes, but like stagecoach, something along those lines. And then I think one day they were doing an agency came around, and they said they were looking for new people to have on their books for representation. And so from there I sort of had an audition with one of them, and yeah, I was lucky enough to be signed to them, and now I've been very lucky enough to have a bit of experience on TV and stuff, so that's cool. It's not that much of an interesting sort of story, but that's how it normally happens for me. So yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Did you get involved in school plays at school when you did drama at school?
Yeah, I did it when I was in primary school, and I did it a bit in secondary school. But obviously now I'm at college. That's what I'm studying. I'm doing performing arts, so that's sort of what I want to do when I leave school. So I think I think that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm doing at college right now. So yeah.
How's the course going?
Yeah, it's good. It's obviously it's a bit different now because obviously we're online, given the state of how everything is right now. But yeah, I think it's good. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, there's a lot of people similar to me in the course. Everyone sort of wants to be an actor, so it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's hard, but it's good.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're enjoying it, and that's kind of all that matters. As long as you're enjoying it, that's perfect. So, the next thing I've got to ask you is, what was the audition process like for Hetty Feather?
It's a while ago now, but I remember I went in. I must have been about 12, and now I'm 17, which is crazy. This is 5 years ago. But it started off well. I obviously the audition sort of came through, and they said they wanted to do a video, so I sent them a self tape, so similar to this festival. But basically, there was a script, so I read the lines, and and then I sort of you never really think you're gonna hear back, because obviously when you see it's a CBC show, and I've never really done anything to that scale before, and then you sort of think, well, maybe, but sort of I just thought I'll do it and I'll forget about it. And then I think a week later they said that they wanted to meet me in person. I remember thinking, wow, it's actually gonna happen. So I thought, right, I'll go in, and what happens, and it's a good experience. So I did that, and then it sort of kept going. I did about 2 or 3 more, I think 2 more meetings again. Just kept going in, and obviously kept getting cut down, and then there it was. I was on for the role, and one day I got an email. I think I just come home from school. I think my mum got an email, and she said that they've cast you. They wanted to be in it. I'm like, what? Okay. So yeah, it was good. It was a really mind-blowing experience, and it's good to reminisce back into it. Cause it was 12 now, so nearly 5 years ago. So time flies, I suppose. Yeah. So that was it.
So how did you kind of feel when you found out you got the role? Were you ecstatic?
Yeah, it was mad. I think I'd never done anything that scale, and I obviously and then once I got in, it was mad. I just couldn't wait. I remember I couldn't sleep, so that's pretty much it. So yeah, I was really excited.
Well, that would be so exciting. So, my next thing to ask you is, has acting always been your passion, or have you wanted to be in another profession in the past?
I mean, ever since I was at school and sort of that sort of stuff, I used to do plays and stuff, and then obviously I just sort of a bit of fun, something you do. But then as time's gone on, I realised that's definitely what I want to do when I grow up. But when I leave school and stuff, so I want to really make it into the industry. Obviously, it's very hard, but I'm enjoying it. It's a bit of a risk, but sometimes the risks pay off, I suppose. So
Yeah, and that's good that you've always had your heart set on going into acting. That's really good.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, because if you're determined to get something and to go somewhere, then that's really good. And you never know. Hopefully we'll see you on TV again soon.
Hopefully, that's the plan. Obviously, I'm auditioning now, just sort of trying to keep going. But obviously, hopefully something will come of it. And yeah.
Yeah. So my next question for you is, as well as starring on Hetty Feather, you've also been in Playhouse Presents. So what was that kind of like?
Oh, that was mad. So basically, as I said, I just signed up with my agent, and I was still shocked at that. And about 2 years, not 2 years, 2 days later since signing, they said, right, we've got this audition, and I've never done an audition before in my life. And I remember thinking, okay, so what's this? Okay, and it was basically it was on Sky, like Sky Arts, and it was basically it was a it was like a TV drama about kids in a school for people with like disabilities and sort of stuff in like the 80s, and it was written by somebody called Idris Elba, and that was mad for me because obviously he's now an A-lister in like Hollywood and stuff. So that was mad for me to have that experience, and that was like that was mad. So I'm rambling on, but I'll get. So basically, I went in for the audition, and there was about maybe like 10, 12 kids who looked like me, and I sort of just when you're in like the waiting room, like anywhere, you just sort of awkwardly nod to each other and it's like hi, yeah, right, and then that sort of happened, and I did a couple auditions for them, and I got the part, and that was mad. It was 3 days filming in an abandoned school. It was literally like a school that just been abandoned, so it was pretty weird, but it was really fun. I remember I was 11, so that was a crazy experience for me.
Was that your first audition like you ever had done? So you hadn't done any before?
On that sort of scale, yeah. Man, I didn't really know what an audition was, and I remember my parents, when you're about 9, 10, they go, right, you're gonna go for this, but you might not get it, right? It's not because you're bad. And so I remember thinking, yeah, right, I don't know. So I didn't really go with any expectations because I didn't really know what to expect, and so that sort of happened. So yeah, it's mad.
Yeah. So my next question is, what was one of the best experiences so far in your acting career?
Obviously, Hetty Feather was huge for me. That was insane. I didn't really realize how big it was until because when I first started, I don't know if you like how familiar you are with it, but I sort of came in at the end. At the beginning, when I first joined, it was only like a week's filming, and then obviously as series 4, 5, I was spending like 2, 3 months away filming, so that was huge for me. But on another sort of thing, when I was 14, so I applied for the National Youth Theatre. So yeah, and I got into that, and I did a 2-week course in London. I stayed in like a halls of residence for 2 weeks. That was mad, and basically that was crazy. And I'm part of the National Youth Theatre now, and that's probably would have been my biggest achievement in terms of my acting career. But obviously, everything I do, I just realise how lucky I am to do it. So yeah.
So my next one, kind of staying on the line of Hetty Feather, is can you relate to your character Edwin in any way?
Yeah, I suppose I can, to be honest. I mean, I'm not quite as smart as he is, but yeah, I think yeah, I mean, he's very loyal. He likes to look out for his friends, and I think that's something I like to emulate in real life. Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, that's something I like to, and I look like him as well, so that's kind of mad. So that's really bad. Yeah. So that's kind of what it is, to be honest. But I feel like he's quite different to what I am in real life. But I suppose we share the whole. I think personality-wise, we share the same approach to like friends and family. Like look out for them and sort of stuff. But other than that, I think we are quite different, which is cool, to be honest, because it was such an interesting character to portray, and yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. What was your kind of favourite part about playing Edwin? Was there anything that was like really different for you that you really enjoyed doing?
I I remember obviously, as you know, my character gets around in a huge like Victorian wheelchair. It's like like really wide and it's like really heavy, and I remember I had to push it along. That was really cool. And then I got to dress up in period costume, which is pretty weird at first, but yeah, it was fun. It was real fun. And yeah, I remember there was loads of things, like obviously when we're on set together, and when we did, there was a one scene where I did like a mud fight, and they got lots of artificial mud and they threw it all over us. That was pretty fun. Yeah, so there's lots of interesting things I got to do. Was on set, which is mad.
Yeah, that does sound really fun, because obviously, like, you got to do different scenes on the show, because, I mean, every season there was probably quite a different scene to do.
Yeah, there was never really, you were never doing the same thing every day. One day you could be in the library, the next day you could be in the castle garden, not castle gardens, but in the massive gardens they have. So the set, the location was really cool. It was like a massive house so it was like a massive house in the countryside. So that was really cool. It was really different and really fun to be part of.
Yeah, it does sound really fun to be part of. So, staying on line of Hetty Feather again, my next question is, what was it like meeting stars like Polly Allen and Izzy Clifton?
Yeah, so it was. I remember I was 11 or 12 when I came in, and I was obviously very nervous because I'd never really done anything like this on such a big scale before. And I remember I didn't really know what to expect. I thought, what they're gonna be like. Are they, they're gonna be nice or not? But honestly, they're everyone. But I suppose everyone is really nice, and I got along with them really well. And I'm eternally grateful for everything because they were a lot big help. Obviously, because it can be quite hard to come into such a big production when I didn't really have as much experience. Because by that time when I came in, it was season 3, so they'd already had all the other seasons of experience. So it was hard to come in as a new character, but obviously I settled in, and the cast was really nice and really down to earth, and I really enjoyed working with them. So it was really good.
Yeah, were the cast really welcoming?
Yeah, so obviously I came in at kind of awkward towards the end, so I was sort of on my own apart from my sister, so in the show. So I they were really welcoming, and we got along straight away, and there was sort of no real problems there. I suppose it's quite awkward when you're working together. It can be quite awkward if you don't get along, but luckily none of us at all in the cast had that problem. We were, so it's good.
Are you still in contact with a lot of them now?
I'm still in touch with a few of them. I suppose they're all off doing their other thing now, so because they're all nearly adults now. I think he's 18 now, so we're 18, so she's off doing her own thing, and everyone's doing their own thing. But we always catch up whenever someone else is obviously doing a new project for TV. It's always good to have a look at what they're doing and see how well they're doing. So so it's good that we've all kind of gone up on our own paths, but we still talk from time to time.
So my next thing to ask is, do you have any advice to people who want to get into acting?
I would say, just go for it. I know it's going to sound pretty cliche, but just go for it. And every opportunity you get, or every opportunity the later in front of it, I'll just take it, because I'd say, just enjoy it, because enjoy it first don't look ahead to think like, oh yeah, I want to be an acting because I want to be on TV, or I want to be on in films and stuff like that, because I think like if you go in with that sort of mindset, you'll enjoy it less, if you know what I mean. So so I feel like just have as much fun with it as you can, and take as many opportunities as you can, like at school, and and like other acting groups, outside of school. And if you really want it, you should work hard. I'm doing that at college now, and it's really hard, so I'm enjoying it, but it's challenging. So I would say that it is hard, and it's quite a competitive industry, but if you work hard and if you enjoy it, I'm sure good things will come your way, I suppose. So there you go.
Yeah, thank you for that advice. I think a lot of people can relate to that, and they can probably learn a lot from that too. So I only have one more question for you. This question is by far my favourite one to ask everyone who I talk to, and it is, do you have any Hetty Feather behind the scenes stories that you want to share?
I rode a horse. That was pretty fun. I rode a horse. So basically there was a obviously, so when you have your acting CV, you sort of put, all this like different stuff you can do that make you stand out for everyone else. So I had about 6 months. I rode horses for 6 months, just like as like a thing, and I didn't really know how to do it, but I sort of put it down just so I'd look at it would look a bit more thing. And they said, "Oh, so you can ride horses," and I sort of went, "Yeah, I suppose a bit." And then, like, you know, I think series 5, me and Jay plays Ashok, the Indian prince. We got to ride horses, which is mad. I was scared at the time, and I remember thinking, "Oh my god!" And I had to say all my lines, and I remember I had to like probably do all the acting and stuff. It was really cool. But there was like proper horses, like they came on a trailer. And I remember we all thought, "What is that? That's really cool." So yeah, I would say I did loads of stuff, and I'm grateful for all that stuff. Like I've done loads of stuff from Hetty. Like I've done Blue Peter. I've been on Blue Peter as well. I've done the CBC HQ stuff. So I've done loads of stuff I would never do. And I remember that was pretty cool. And yeah, and staying away from home for 2.5 months filming. And I remember getting up at 6 in the morning sometimes. That was hard, but you know, I really enjoyed it, and I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change it all, to be honest. Like obviously it was highs and lows, but obviously I wouldn't change anything. Like I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I've been given.
Yeah, well, it sounds like Hetty Feather was an amazing experience and that you've made loads of memories from it. So thank you for, like, obviously sharing your advice and your stories and everything. And it has been great meeting you, talking to you, and I'm sure everybody will enjoy this interview.
Alright, so thank you very much for having me, and I'll keep in touch.
So thank you so much, everybody, for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the interview, and I'll see you next week for another one. Bye, everyone.